What's up, bros? It's like 3:30 in the morning where I'm at in the world right now. I'm in Cambridge, England. I'm here for a thing that I can't talk to you guys about quite yet, but I'm sure you guys will know very soon. Um, but yeah, I'm here for work. I'm only here until Friday. Um, and I've been like blasting it out on Twitter and Facebook that I'm here, and a lot of people have been asking to do some kind of a meetup. And unfortunately, I just don't have time because I'm here. I mean, I got here today. There's this event tomorrow that I'm going to, and then I fly back home on Friday. And then from there, I'm going to have to sleep. I'm already massively jet lagged right now. I'm tired, but I'm not like tired enough to sleep. And tomorrow is going to be interesting, trying to work with Droopy Eyes McGee going on here. And then I also have to be married and do the thing. We have to get an apartment, and there's just a lot of stuff on my plate right now. But yeah, I think I just wanted to make a video for a few reasons. Number one, I'm bored. Why not? And then the other reason was to tell you guys about that I'm here, and that's awesome. I've never been to England before, and apparently you can't see the sky when you go to England. You couldn't see the sky in LA, but that's because there was a thick layer of dirty, intense, disgusting smog. And when you look in the sky in Cambridge, it's just clouds. It's like the Matrix, the real life in the Matrix, where the clouds you can't see anything. It's a really, really pretty town. It's like a really small city. And I got in today at, I don't even know, I've lost track of time. I think like 5 or 6. And got to the hotel and just walked around the city for like an hour and took in the scenery. And it's I love going to new places. There's something about traveling where you just get in this mindset. And I had a friend describe it to me one time where she said that when you travel, you can be whatever you want to be because nobody knows you. So there's this sort of liberating feeling. And if you guys have traveled at all and know what I'm talking about and can articulate it better, then leave a comment. But it's just, there's something very peaceful and relaxing about just being completely out of your element and taking in the scenery. And then yeah, I also wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more about my marriage, about my wifey. I have a wife, which makes me so happy that you can't even and it's not even like a euphoric happiness. It's not like mania or anything like that. I was talking to her on the phone tonight, and the way that I described it to her was, if you guys are old enough and remember those Pepto-Bismol commercials where they would show the liquid, like what it looked like when it coated your stomach. I just feel coated right now in my love for this girl and how happy I am that we're married. And it's pervasive, and it affects the way that I look at everything and the way that I feel about everything. Even being here and working, there's someone that's a part of my life now that I'm not just working for me anymore, and I don't feel stress about that. I feel good about that. I'm happy to do that sort of thing. And to give you guys a little bit more backstory, I didn't just meet Liz like 2 weeks ago. And then, I mean, this whole thing was for sure quick. Very, very, very quick. But my story with her is not quick. I met her when I was 14 years old and I was a freshman in high school. And she was one of those girls for me, and I think everybody has people like this in their lives. But if there was a crowd of like 300 people, all my attention and energy was directed and focused at her. And I didn't know who she was. She was friends with my sister. They did cheerleading and stuff like that together. And I used to always ask my sister, like, who's this Liz girl? Is she single? Does she have a boyfriend? And during lunchtime, I got into high school, and I didn't, I had my friends from grade school, and we all went up to the same high school together. But then there was a lot of people that I didn't know. But I knew a lot of people there. And during lunch, I would go to where she was during lunch, because I didn't even necessarily talk to her because I was painfully shy back in the day. I still am very, very shy, but it's just different now. When I want something, I'm not very shy when I want something, and so I used to go and have lunch like near her and her friends, and I didn't know any of them, and just because I liked being around her, and whenever we would go to parties in high school or something like that, I would always grab her and like get some alone time, and I mean we never even kissed in high school or not until just recently, and but I used to just pull her aside, and I loved talking to her, and by far the most attractive quality that she has is that she laughs hard, and I make that girl laugh really, really hard, and I love that. That's so nice to be around. It's contagious, and I feel like I have like a little bit of a performer in me, like with YouTube stuff and just my personality. I like to crack jokes, and I haven't really felt like doing that in a long time in real life. I haven't really felt like being the funny guy, and when I'm around her, I just go to that place, and so the fact that we laugh as hard as we do is so valuable to me, and so she called me up a couple weeks ago, and I hadn't talked to her in, I mean, a little while, and immediately it was like 2 in the morning when I got this text message from her, and I was like, "Where are you? I'm gonna come pick you up." And so I picked her up, and we just started spending a lot of time together. And I mean, it only took me like 3 days before I was like, marry me, Liz." And to people were just like, "Oh, how did it happen?" Persistence. I asked that girl to marry me no less than probably 500 times in the last couple weeks, and that's not an exaggeration at all. And she would say things like, "You're scaring the shit out of me. It's working. Keep doing it." And it was just so cute to me. And I knew what I was pushing for. Like, I knew where I was going with it. I knew what I wanted. And finally, last Friday, she was texting me, and we were talking on the phone, and she had just talked to her mom, and her mom was ecstatic about it. Because me and her mom get along really well. I love Sue quite a bit. Cannot wait to see her. I haven't seen her since this whole thing's happened, and I want to see my mother-in-law. And but she told her mom, and I think that was a tipping point for Liz, where she was like, "All right, this is something that I could do." And she'd been thinking about it for a while, and I just wouldn't stop. I was relentless. Like, I would text her in the middle of the day and be like, tell her what I was doing, and then, and also marry me. And it's just this constant barrage of that. And so I mean, she was kind of dodging me for a little bit, and like had a really, I mean, it was stressing the fuck out of her, because she was thinking about it so aggressively, and it was so new. And I would call my sister and be like, "She's not talking to me. I don't know why she's not talking to me. It's driving me crazy." Brandy would be like, "You just need to chill." Okay, some people actually think about these things, Sean. You just gotta give her a minute. So I was like, all right. But finally, I just drove to where she was staying, and I was like, "You need to fucking come outside and talk to me, because I'm gonna throw myself up the goddamn Golden Gate Bridge." So she came out. She's like, "Well, let's go in your car." And so I went in my car, and she's like, "Do you want to go for a drive?" I was like, "Yep." And so I started driving towards the bridge. She's like, "Okay, well, I gotta go back eventually. We can't keep driving." I was like, "At any point, you can tell me to turn around, and I will turn around. I'm not kidnapping you. I just want to talk to you." And then I just kept driving north, more north, crossed the bridge on the 101, and kept going. And the whole time, I was talking to her, and I wish I would have recorded it, because it was fucking money. It was like a rom-com epic level of good. I mean, and I just pitched her for like an hour about how much I loved her, and how much it meant to me to have her around, and how happy it would make me, and how happy I believe that it would make her. And she just started melting more and more throughout the car ride, and she was totally melted by me. And then we got to Petaluma and Rohnert Park, and then we were getting farther away from San Francisco. And finally, as we pull up to my house, she says, "Yes, I'll marry you." And I had to I looked up, and I was like, because it was that moment when it all set in for me. And I said, you're gonna have to say that one more time because I didn't quite. And she goes, I will marry you. Yes, I'll marry you. And the next day, I was like, oh my God, my mind was blown. And but I didn't want to believe it until it actually happened. And so the next day we woke up and oh, Syndicate's texting me here. Yeah, I'm jet lagged too, buddy. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Um, so we woke up the next day and I was like, Vegas, and she was down. And so for 10, it was a 10-hour drive from the Bay Area to Vegas, and we got there at like 3 in the morning. None of the hotels had rooms because it was Saturday night out of Vegas, and it was wild. And so we just drove from hotel to hotel, and we finally found a place, but we had to be out of there by like 11 in the morning because the next day was booked, and it was such a wild story. And then we drove back from Vegas to my place, and then I had to come here for work. Um, I miss her a lot tonight. Wish I was there. But the whole car ride, we were laughing and talking, and then we would listen to music and enjoy the silence with each other. And it's such a good fit. Like she's my homie. That girl is my best friend, and I've been drawn to her in this very cosmic way since the day that I met her. And I used to fantasize about marrying that girl when I was young, and I couldn't even bring myself to talk to her about it because it was just so mind-blowingly. I mean, my poor little fragile heart would have exploded, and it actually happened. And some people would listen to a story like that and be like, "You're fucking crazy. This thing is not going to last for more than 3 months." And this is totally in keeping with how my life has gone over the last like 5 years. My life has just been so extraordinary, and I can't have imagined a more romantic and epic way for her and I to get married than this. It's just um, I'm so incredibly grateful and lucky. I I have to end it there. All right, I'm gonna go, guys. Bye.